right, people, our favorite video game brand, Nintendo. Nintendo Switch 2 momentum is slowing, which we've reported on in the past, and the problems are stacking fast. Sales are cooling, players are rejecting game key cards. Fans are asking where the games are at. Joy-Cons are pushing $100, and while all this is happening, Nintendo stock is down over 33%. That's not noise, people. That's pressure. Question now isn't whether Nintendo can course correct, it's whether they're listening to the players at all.
Are you not entertained?
And when you zoom out, none of this is happening in isolation. Slowing Switch 2 sales point to a value problem. I repeat, I've said this multiple times. Value problem with Nintendo. Not just a launch dip. Players are pushing back hard on game key cards because they feel like a downgrade, not an upgrade. At the same time, fans are asking a basic question to Nintendo, and they haven't answered yet. Where are the must have games? Then you layer in nearly $100 Joy-Cons, a price that completely changes expectations. And suddenly, this family friendly console is feeling a little bit premium without offering what? Premium flexibility. Investors are clearly nervous too, with Nintendo stock down roughly 33% during all of this happening. So, the real question isn't one bad decision, it's whether Nintendo can realign price, hardware, and software fast enough before players' trust erodes. And I do want to add that I stated this in a past video that Nintendo had bad karma that they created in 2025, and that was going to continue in 2026. And from the looks of all this, I was right. I want to hear from you. Is Nintendo making smoke? Is Nintendo making smart long-term moves that players just don't see yet? Or are they pushing prices and policies too far while knowing what fans are actually asking for? Drop your take in the comments. Is this just a rough patch or the start of a bigger problem for Nintendo? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck Nintendo. This nigga disappear.
So, I'm going to start off by saying, give it up for my co-host Trees, cuz what was her
Eh.
wish for 26?
Let's fucking go.
I almost want to say this was foreshadowing in the making, baby, because we ain't even left January and the shit is piling up. I'm gonna break this down one at a time. And Nintendo can't get right. So first, we have the imminent price hike due to RAM. Hey, this RAM problem, this shortage, this is going nowhere. And the big Mario house tried to circumvent it. They raised the price on everything but the motherfucking new system. That is coming to fruition. Now the only problem is how high would they go? 650? I'm sorry, 500?
Woo.
550? 600? You know
That is
Nintendo is about
crazy.
that, that greediness, and they will try to raise the bar as high as they can. Issue number 2, Switch 2 sales are steady slowing. Week to week, month after month, they had a abysmal, and I don't care if you want to say that's over-exaggerating, they had an abysmal holiday. When you, the new kid on the block, the so-called fastest console ever selling, when you are outperformed by the 5-year-old, the aging PS5, and the console that everyone claims is dead in the water, please. You lose to the old school? That's a problem, baby. Not to mention their stock. Nintendo stock has dropped 33% in 5 months. Banger after a banger after a banger. You have shareholders asking questions. Hey, what is going on? What is happening? Where's all that momentum you drummed up and promised? Possibly telling them, like, hey, people be falling over wanting to get this console. We're the hot new thing. We're the continuing of the original Switch. Not happening. Players rejecting the game key cards. Players have spoken droves. Game key cards are not physical games. Game key cards is a slap in the face, and game key cards are not ownership. You might as well just buy digitally. Not only with the game key card is the game not there, you need to be connected to the internet. Download the game, and then what did you say, Infamous? You still have to put that damn cartridge in to play it. You couldn't download it and then just access it. Oh, no. That'd be too easy, baby. Nintendo ain't about making life easy. It's about being difficult, stubborn, and not giving a fuck. And then the last question. Players ask one
So
simple
passionate.
thing. Players, Nintendo, where are the games? You'll go ahead and say, oh, Pokemon, Donkey Kong Bonanza. That was months ago. People
Mm.
buy, and I know this for a fact. Nintendo fans buy Nintendo product for Nintendo game. Droughts like this, you expect the third party to pick up the slack as they do with every other console, but this is Nintendo. Third party developers have repeated time and time again low sales on the Switch 2, most in part due to the game key card. But they can't help that their games are so meaty, beefy, and girthy that
Whoa.
64 gigabyte just can't hold all that data. So what do they
Fuck.
do? We sell you mediocrity at a nice high price. And the games just ain't selling. Mario Kart World did not cut it. $80 game? Psst, not having it. Ooh, Donkey Kong Bonanza? It sold for a hot second, and then people realized, hey, where's the 3D Mario?
Ah,
Pokemon, nothing special. Ooh, and then
overpriced.
Metroid Dread, I'm sorry, not Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime 4, Piecemeal, 12 to 15-hour gameplay, 7 doll hairs, and then you hide music behind physical DLC in the form of an amiibo. Let me hear you say the consumers say we're not having it. We're not having it. And then to top it all off, while everything is getting expensive from your groceries to your toothpaste, the House of M want to charge one hundo doll hairs for Joy Cons, and then got the nerve to switch up the color scheme on it, saying, "Hey, we wanted to give you new options to play with." Not to mention the slap in the insult of the design of these fucking new controllers. Once you snap them in, you don't see the motherfucking color
Mm,
unless you're moving the sticks around.
mm.
Now it came out that this was a design choice because, according to Nintendo, this is gonna be the last one. I say this one for last. That the reason the Joy Cons for the Switch 2 are designed the way they are, absence of majority of the color, is so that the consumer does not get confused with Switch 1 Joy Cons for Switch 2
Oh.
when they go to buy more. So that you don't sit here and look at all color, one color, get confused, and guess what? You ain't getting a motherfucking refund should you buy
Ah.
the wrong one. Don't be
God,
stuck.
God damn
And for the
it.
peace of resistance, we are in 2026. The time has come. And mark my words, they won't say it, they won't tweet it, they damn sure ain't gonna post it. But support for Switch 1 is dead. It is coming to a halt. Nintendo
Sunset.
wants the momentum to drive and get that money and that uptick in their shareholders. Switch 2 is the only way to go. That is why they raised the price on the Switch 1, Switch Lite, and the Switch OLED. $400 for almost 10 years old product? Hey. You spend 50 more, you get the new. Well, I'm going to tell you, no boo-hoo. It ain't happening. I said it once, and I'll say it again. The Switch 2 will not do what the Switch 1, the Switch
Amen.
2 will not be the golden chariot Nintendo expects it to be. Nintendo does not have two back Cinderella success stories. Wii U. Switch 2. I hand it over to my co-host as always, Treese. Take it and run away with it.
Listen, Nintendo congregation, baby. It's time that you have gotten some motherfucking standards. Let's just give it up to the Nintendo fans. They have drawn. Yes. They have drawn a line in the sand. So many people on our Nintendo videos are saying, we're tired of this bullshit. Who do they think they are? Finally. Thank you. Welcome to the welcome group. There are beverages and snacks to the left. You can sign the intake sheet at the door. Well, thank you. We welcome you. Now that we got that out the way, baby, I said this was gonna happen. Nintendo has been moving nasty for years because no one they britches was getting too big for them. They was smelling their own ass. They could do no wrong. Whatever they did, it sold because people didn't give a fuck. It was the Switch. But you know what now? The times are different. It's 2026, baby. There was once an egg shortage that made eggs go in double digits. Never have we seen that in life before. And you want me to spend $100 on a Joy-Con? Think you are. And The consumers have already been asking that in 2025. Who the fuck do you think you are? Charging this for Metro Prime 4, but we only get 12 hours of gameplay? That's even with you trying to stat the time with that empty ass desert and green ass crystals that no one gives a fuck about. Even with that, customers are asking, who the fuck do you think you are? These little key card bullshit. Who do you think you are? Consistently. They said there's signs of misfortune before destruction comes. That's what it says in the good book. Somewhere in there. Don't quote me, but it's in there. A priest told it to me. There are signs of destruction before destruction. Nintendo has seen. Maybe they didn't understand that was signs. They should have been paying attention. They shouldn't been smelling their own fucking Kool-Aid. Nintendo did Nintendo things. You know, history has shown us when Nintendo is flying high, they can do no wrong. They just expect people to eat it. Eat this cost. Even though it takes us $12 to make these goddamn Joy-Cons. Eat this $70 ass cartridge that took us $20 to make. Eat it. Just eat it. Because you know why? We're Nintendo. And we do what the fuck we want to do. To who we want to do it with. And finally, the consumer. We don't know who the fuck you thought you were or who you thought you were going to be. But let me tell you this, you're not who you think you are. Because I'm going to prove it to you. I'm not checking out with none of this shit in my fucking inbox. I'm not going to the store. I'm not buying my kid a Nintendo Switch. Why would I? Hey, I'd rather give them an old PlayStation. A PlayStation 4. A retro Xbox. This is another reason, another cause of why retro gaming today is making buku money. Because who wants to buy a motherfucking Switch 2 over a GameCube with a whole bunch of games these days? I'm telling you, the value is shifting. People are understanding value more than anything because you know why? Value of $1 is so stretched today. So you got to earn that dollar that people are willing to give. The value is just not there. This little Nintendo seal of quality, a label on their games, baby, that's bullshit. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. It's time to wake up, Nintendo. It's 2026. Mofos is not about to just throw money at you because you put a 2 on an old fucking LCD screen when you sold them an OLED screen, but just a couple of years ago. So why the fuck would anybody go out of their way to buy this overpriced ass system with inferior components in it? Let me just let you know, nobody. Nobody outside the hardcore Nintendo fans, them casual people that you love to milk dry about what you have to sell. Because the value isn't there. 33% drop in stock like that. And a large chunk of that happened overnight. That's how you know investors are nervous now. When money moves like that out of your stock, investors are looking at the horizons and saying all this shit is happening at the same time, and your company looks like shit. Something very similar happened when they went from the Wii to the Wii U. All the dead on arrival products that happened that was supposed to sell the system didn't sell the fucking system. The system slowly died. And you know what they had to do? A lot of higher up management at Nintendo had to take salary decrease. They had to forfeit part of their salary because they didn't want to fire people. And a lot of upper management surrendered 50% of their salaries. And they was ashamed. You see, we get the best out of Nintendo when they feel shamed, embarrassed. That's when we get the pure Nintendo. But when they're flying high, they're smelling they shit, they can do no wrong. Oh, that's when we get nasty Nintendo. Nasty. And consumers let them ride it out for a little while. But then you know what happens? Self-correction. Signs of destruction start happening. And Nintendo, you would think this is like their third time at it. You don't think they'll be able to catch it a little faster? No. They keep falling for the same shit. Bro, you have not, like my cousin said, had back-to-back system be wins. You always have a self-correction. You always have to have the consumer correct you. You never do the self-correction first. It's always the consumer have to show you and put you on your ass before you do something about it. Hey, maybe the Switch 2 is going to be the lost generation for Nintendo. I'm not even going to say the Switch 2 doesn't make them money some way, somehow. But they needed to do buku numbers. Because why they're comparing it to the Switch 1? He sold the investors on a dream that we can do more. We can do more with less. We'll sell them less futuristic components. So you know why? We can come back in 12 months and sell them an OLED screen. We already had the OLED screen though in Switch 1. Why are you just now pushing that out? So that means you told me the Switch 2 is where it at. They cannibalized the Switch 1 and the OLED Switch 1, the Switch Lite with the increases. They cannibalized it purposely to try to push mofos to the Switch 2. And even still with that, mofos are still choosing the Switch 1 over you? What the fuck is going on? I'm not even trying to sound like an evil villain or anything. Listen,
But wait, to cut you off, but to add insult to injury, not only are they still choosing Switch 1 over Switch 2, they're choosing 3DS over Switch 2.
yes, yes,
They're giving
yes.
up $300 to $400 over a 15-year-old product and to play the new. Mm-hmm.
That's another insult to injury. Your old retro product is outdoing your new product. Would anybody say that in an investment call? Hey, our 3DSs that we released years ago, yeah, somebody's gonna be making money off that because they don't want to buy the Switch 2 because it's so fucking boring. Because we released a new Metro Prime 4 and it has 12 hours of gameplay. Fucking sucked the life out of the Pokemon game and made it to where you had to spend like $150 to really get all the Pokemon. Once again, who the fuck do you think you are? Oh, because you've been here for multiple decades, you think you can do whatever you want to? Let us consumers humble the fuck out of you. You best to do something, in which I don't even know if you can, because now you're in a position where RAM prices on anything you push out the manufacturer, you're going to be forced to increase the price. I don't even think Nintendo can self-correct. Now they just holding on to survive. You best believe they already had probably put in contracts for the OLED Switch 2 version and probably already spent money on the production of it and the manufacturing of it. So you know what? They're gonna have to release that product that's probably gonna be well above the price that they was really trying to charge for it. It's just gonna become a niche product. And then a product that's already damaged goods? No sir, no sir. I don't know who you thought you were, who you wanted to be, who was on your living room poster that you just had in awe, but you're not God. You're not even God-like. You might have some godly moments here and there, but baby, let us bring you back down to being immortal. Bruh, you can get to work just like everybody else. Xbox, PlayStation, PC. You do something fucked up, we can correct you at any point. You ash trees, you're so hard on them. You're so hard. Throw them a bone. Throw them a bone. All right, cool. Fuck. You're not completely dead. Maybe you can do something. I mean, like I said, I seen a lot of ports at the game show awards where they had Nintendo Switch 2 symbol on it. Their ports are not even good though. What bone can I throw them? Every port that comes from Nintendo has some type of struggle. Because why? It's such inferior components under the hood. And people gonna start being like, well, what's the point? Why would we as a studio make a whole team to try to make our game run on your shitty ass system? We're not gonna dedicate that money. So are you gonna Nintendo gonna pay us to have the game functionable? Because if you're not gonna pay us, we could care less. The shit already doesn't sell on your product. Why would we waste our time? I just think Nintendo as a studio, they're having a lot of meetings. They're calling in all of upper management. The investment group is very, very nervous. They're pulling their monies out because they see that the trend is looking down. No one can argue that. The trend is looking down. This is starting looking like a real, true fall off from grace. Hey, I am here for it. I have championed, I have well documented, and fuck Nintendo. They're just, a little louder nowadays because, hey, what I said was gonna come has come. I just don't think you should be charging $100 for Joy-Cons for colors you can't see once you plug it into your system. I don't think the Switch 2 should have ever had an LCD screen. It should have been come with the OLED. You gotta give people value. People need value more now than they ever did. And you're not giving them value. So therefore, they're not giving you any money. I know people are probably gonna say, you're Debbie Downer. Listen, we've gotten a lot of comments on our past Nintendo videos. It ain't just me saying the shit. And it takes a lot for people to comment on YouTube. So for them, some of them was really lengthy. Just tell me that the test they have from Nintendo just means it's getting louder. The complaints are getting louder. The frustration is getting louder. And now that volume of loudness has gotten to the investing group at Nintendo. Nintendo's higher up has been called to probably somebody's higher upper office saying this shit is not working. We need to do something. Now, I don't know how many games they got in development because they kind of pushed the development of their games to other people. So, I don't know. And honestly, I don't think Nintendo can do anything to save this because they looking at a price increase. The $100 Joy-Con, the key card backlash. It's just these are things that cannot be easily fixed. They can't push out a good game that probably gives people 30 hours of gameplay tomorrow. It's just not in the pipeline because you know what? They designed it that way. It takes time to self-correct. You know, when these live action service games, everybody was trying to pump them out, and then PlayStation canceled a bunch of them, and people now say the PS5 was a wasted generation because they had to self-correct from live service games, and that's why we didn't get a lot of big exclusives this generation. It takes time to self-correct, and time is not on Nintendo's side. For anything that's coming out of the well in the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be met with a lot of consumers. Hey, what's the value? If the value ain't there, fuck it. So, hey, I wish them all the best, but I expect nothing but the worst from Nintendo. And I think this is going to be the long term feeling of Nintendo. And, we have to wait and see. But, oh, don't worry though. Constantly give updates on where Nintendo stands as a company and as a game maker and everything else. I guess they gonna need the movies to make some money because the video game section ain't looking too hot. But you know what? Y'all let us know. What do you think in the comments down below? Do you have high hopes? You think Nintendo can right the ship? Nah, they about to hit a Odyssey voyage. They about to spend buku years at sea, and it's not looking good. The waves, the sea god, everything is coming down on them. Nah, they in for a fight. But let us know how you feel in the comments down below about this. I've said my piece. I just have to say that I was right. I'm gonna give myself another round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?